Hey guys, after my conspiracy theory video, I figured I would do a normal video, um, just about life. I'm starting with uh, a new personal training client, and he had been to one or two personal trainers before me, and uh, and none of them have given him a proper assessment. I didn't even do all the assessments that I usually do. I just did the major ones that most people have problems with. Right? I already know. 9.5 times out of 10, um, somebody coming to me, they're going to have pretty much the same mobility issues and the same. They're just going to have the same issues, right? And the mobility issues are major. That's why we do an assessment. That's what I was taught, um, to do an assessment, an in-depth assessment, right? Lots of people just concentrate on body fat and how big their stomach is, how big their thighs are, um, but that's not what I look for, right? If that's your goal, is to get bigger thighs or smaller thighs, or get a six pack abs, or that's fine. Like that's totally doable. It's not as hard as people think. It's really not. It is. It takes time. It takes time, but it's not super difficult. Um, the the part that we need to actually focus on is our mobility, is our flexibility, mobility, um, posture, right? Posture is huge. If you have forward neck carriage all the time, your head's just totally forward all the time. Um, like you're destroying your back. You're destroying your neck and your back, your shoulders, all that stuff. So correcting the forward neck carriage and getting your head sitting over your shoulders, right, in a nice straight line, and your shoulders are in a nice straight line with your hips, right, that are in a decently straight line with your knees and your ankles. It goes all the way up. But when you have your ass sticking out, you have your head forward, and you're all it's all bad shape, right? You're in bad shape. Like this is the first thing as a trainer. That's what I look at, and those are the things I want to fix before we start putting heavy weight on you, because it's way easier to fix it before we add a bunch of muscle mass, right? Um, for those of you that have been training for a long time and you got forward head carriage and your ass sticks out or sticks under, you got no ass, it's really hard to change those motor patterns because you've built them. You've built them into your workout routine. You're right, and I've had them, so I'm not saying. And I still have a couple. One of my shoulders doesn't work right. You know, my hip, my ankle. I keep telling people my ankle is still out. It's slowly getting better every day that I work on it. It gets better. Same thing with the shoulder. Um, a lot of that is overuse. The client I was training, I put him on the bench press, and one arm is lower than the other. So when it's pushing, he's on an angle with this arm, and this arm is straight at a 90. This arm is like at a 55, 65, right? And so once I straighten that arm, now he can't lift as much weight with this right hand, and he's right-handed, right? And that's the problem with me, is my right side is worn right out from the construction industry, overuse all the time, overuse, complete overuse, and never any healing. So it's taken me 15 years of good, consistent work at fixing this right side. 15 years. And I still have issues, right? But how long did it take me to get there before I started fixing it, right? I've been doing construction since I was 16. I quit drinking at 33. I didn't start fixing my health until 35, 36. So what's that, 20 years? So for 20 years, I overworked the right side of my body, completely overworked my right side, because that's my dominant side. And then I wonder why it takes 15 plus years to fix all the stuff that I did to it, right? If you go to a personal trainer and they don't give you a thorough assessment, right, then leave that trainer immediately and go find a better trainer. Immediately. Do not start a workout routine, especially one with heavy weights, and to get bigger and stronger or lose a bunch of weight without a proper assessment. And you want to have written down there, I don't care how embarrassing it is your weight and your sizes, right? So that you can compare them as you continue along your journey, in your health journey, right? Like, you need to be able to compare those things. Yes, those are important. But the forward head carriage, the butt sticking out, right? The no ass. Most men have no ass. It's just, they all have belly. There's lots of belly, but there's no ass, right? These are the things we have to address. And it's fixing those motor patterns before we start our workout routine. Now, yes, you can start working out as long as you're addressing those workout patterns. You just don't want to put a ton of weight on the body when you have all those dysfunctions. You're just putting more snow on a roof that can't hold the load, right? You're not setting yourself up to win. You're setting yourself up for back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, like way more pain, right? You're going to hurt yourself. My ex-wife, Nicole, before she met me, she did CrossFit. And when she met me, I was starting on my personal training journey. I had been working on my health for a few years, and she told me about her CrossFit experience. And she really liked going to CrossFit. She liked the camaraderie. She liked getting up early and going and getting her body moving right away. She liked the fact that it wasn't just walking from this machine to that machine, doing set after set, boring, like a bodybuilder kind of workout, right? She's not into that. She's more into classes. So that fits more of that class type. The only problem was that she had a major shoulder impingement. She had no shoulder range. She couldn't raise her shoulder up. And her trainers at the CrossFit is having everybody do overhead press. And she said she couldn't do it because her shoulder was sore. And his reaction was, just do it. Just do it. He didn't have any stretches for her to do to get it more mobile. He didn't have any exercises to do instead of, like a variant of that, so that she could do it and get her shoulder back where it should be. Right? He just said, do it. So she kept doing it. And then all of a sudden she hurt herself and she was out of CrossFit. Done. And by the time she healed up enough to go back, she had all kinds of other things going, and she never went back to CrossFit. I see it all the time in the gym. I've done it to myself when I was young, right? I've done it. I'm not immune to this stuff. It's just now that I'm older, now that I'm more experienced, I understand that you don't want to do that. Right? You go to the gym, you push yourself without any assessment, any guidance. You don't get a trainer. You just go take some workout off YouTube, and you give her, and your knee goes out, or your back goes out, or your shoulder goes out, and you're on the floor, pain, doctors, chiropractors, pills, blah, 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 pretty good chance you're not coming back to the gym. There's a pretty good chance, right? Some people come back. Like, I'm not saying you won't, but most people don't. They hurt themselves. Oh, that's it. That's too much. I can't do that. Even though you could easily work out in the gym if you get a proper trainer to show you. And it doesn't even have to cost you a fortune, right? If you get the trainer to go over an assessment with you, set up a routine, get your baselines. It's okay. So it cost you $200 or $300 to get that. Right now, you got a workout that's tailored to your issues. Right? You have an assessment, so you know where your own problems are before you get in the gym, so you can watch for yourself. Right? You don't need someone to hold your hand all the time. You can say, oh, well, my shoulder's not so good, so I'm not going to do as much weight. I'm going to do really good form on all my sets, and slowly my shoulder's going to build itself back up where it's good, right? But you need to know. You need to know these things. You need to know variance on that exercise in case you are feeling sore and pain, that you can do something else that will help you get back to where you want to be with that exercise. So you need the personal trainer. You need somebody that studied this stuff and that loves going to the gym and loves playing around with different exercises and different ways to do stuff. I love it. I just don't get enough time in there, right? I'm so busy trying to make money to pay the bills, right? My personal training is a hobby, right? At this point, I want it to be more, but at this point, it's a hobby. So I don't have the time in there like I should myself. Now, I still get to the gym. I still do my workouts, but I should be spending hours in there trying all these new stuff out, all these things I learned on YouTube, going through them, trying them. I don't, and I should be. And I'm going to have to start, right? I'm going to have to start making that. But you need someone like that. You need it written down on paper so that you can keep track. You need to keep track of how much weight you're lifting, how many steps you get, right? You even put on there how much pain you feel in those spots as you're doing the workout, like 1 to 10, right? You're feeling a 6, you're feeling a 7 out of 10, so it's not debilitating, like a 9 or an 8 or a 10, but you can feel some pain. Okay, well, I got to watch. I don't want to go up weight yet, right? I got to strengthen this until you don't feel that pain. That's what you have to do. So you spend your few hundred dollars getting your trainer to assess you, to go through the first workout with you, right? Make you up a plan, go through the first workout with you, maybe help you a bit with your diet, right? When you're first starting out, you don't need to worry about macros and micros and all that calorie counting shit. You don't. Clean up your diet. Take the junk food out. First, no more junk food. Then get rid of all the processed food. Right? No pop, no juice, no shit like that. Water. Lots and lots of high quality water with sea salt, or like I have this what the heck is it called? It's minerals from the earth. It's a mineral support. A couple of drips in your water. It's great stuff, right? You can find it at the health food store. Just ask, right? They'll have it. Lots of water, no junk food, high quality food, right? I've talked about food lots on this channel so far. I'm going to talk about it some more a little bit right here. Eat organic when you can. Eat whole foods. Stay away from processed garbage food, whether it's organic or not. Just stay away. If you can clean up your diet, you are going to lose weight or fat. Fat, because that's what you want to do. You want to reduce the fat, build up the muscle, right? Muscle burns fat. The more muscle you have, less fat you're going to have, because it burns fat, right? It needs the calories, it burns, and it burns and it burns. Your metabolism just goes when you have lots of muscle. So this is what you want, right? Once you have all that in place for your few $100, then all you have to do is once a month, once every 2 months, you hire that same trainer, stay with the same person, get them to come, reassess you, change your workout so that you don't get bored, right? And they'll gladly do that. Any good trainer will gladly come back and reassess you every month or two, right? I don't mind if you want to pay me to come and watch you work out every time, right? You know, the first few times, it's probably a really good idea if you have the money, really, to spend on a trainer for the first 3 or 4 workouts after you get your plan, because you want your form proper, right? You have some buddy of yours you're working out with, they're on their phone, they're not watching your form, right? The trainer's going to watch with an eagle eye every little movement you make. Or a good one will. A good one will. A bad trainer is going to sit there on his phone while you're working out, right? Just like your friend. But you want to get all this in place. Once you have it in place, the rest is just consistency. Just consistency. Right? You're going to see a difference in 3 months. You're going to see a bigger difference in 6 months. You give it a year, you're going to be amazed on how much your body's transformed and how good you feel. No silver bullets, no nothing, right? 3 months you'll notice something, 6 months you'll notice more, 1 year you'll be pretty amazed. Consistency. Working with the trainer. Assessing yourself, making sure you don't hurt yourself, making sure you don't go up in weight too fast, right? That's a good way to hurt yourself. Every time you injure yourself, now you're out of the gym for a month, 2 months, right? Now you got to start all over again. And if you're somebody that doesn't like the gym to begin with, then it's going to be really, really tough to restart. You're so much better off to just stick with lighter weights and consistency. As far as the diet, once again, if your liver is clogged with toxins from crappy food, if you're a mechanic or a farmer or somebody that's inhaling or dealing with chemicals all day, your liver, kidneys, but liver is going to be completely overwhelmed with toxins. Once the liver is overwhelmed with toxins, your body doesn't want the toxins floating around in the body. It has to put them somewhere. So what it does is it puts that toxin and encases it in fat cells, and it sticks it in your body somewhere. Men, it's usually the belly. Women, it's usually the hips. Just how it is. That's anatomy. Now, you can do a lot of exercise and dieting and all this shit and still have that muffin top, because your liver is too toxic to get rid of any of the toxins that are in that fat. So the body can't release the fat because the toxins will come out. So on top of this eating right and getting and exercising, you need to do a good liver cleanse. And that should start with your first changing of your diet, right? By reducing or eliminating, I would like you to eliminate all processed foods, all pop, even juice. Juice is just straight fucking sugar. Just get rid of it. You want fruit? Eat fruit. At least fruit has fiber. Right? You get rid of the sugar, you get rid of the processed foods, you eat straight, whole foods. The three white devils, you take them out of your diet, gone. No white rice, no white sugar, and no white flour. Right? Gone. If you really want to do a good job of it, you get rid of the bread. You get rid of anything, right? Meat, vegetables, potatoes, quinoa, sweet potatoes. That's it. That's your diet for the next month. And if in a month your knees feel better, your elbows feel better, all that stuff, then it was inflammation from some kind of toxic reaction to a food that you've been eating. And then the way you figure that out is you add little things back in. So you add one thing at a time, right? You really crave white bread. Okay. Non-organic white bread. Pick out some Wonder Bread, make yourself a sandwich, eat it for a couple of days. If your knees are swollen again, you know damn well it's the white Wonder Bread that's causing your inflammation. Pretty easy. You can't tell that without eliminating all that shit for a good month. Cleaning up your liver, cleaning up your life, detoxifying all that crap, and then adding it one thing at a time back in. Then you can tell exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. And that's what you need to do. Diet. Go to the gym, get a good plan, get an assessment. Right? The rest of what's going to matter is don't overtrain like most people do. Make sure you get your 7 or 8 hours of sleep every night. Right? Work on your stress level. I say work on it because life is very fucking stressful. And if we're not handling our stress right, then it will affect our bodies. So you need to get all those things in order. And that's what a good trainer is going to help you do. If you're around Manitoba here or whatever, and you'd like a trainer, let me know. If you're in some other city farther away, find a good trainer. Ask these questions. Right? Write them down off this video. Ask those questions. Are you going to give me an assessment? What do you think about diet? What do you think about sleep? What do you think about stress levels? How often do you reassess me? These are the things. These are the things. The gentleman I'm working with now is just stunned that this is my approach. His last trainer drove from another town, came, charged him $200, handed him a workout, handed him a food plan, played on his phone while he worked out through the first workout, and went home. Right? $100 an hour. I don't know what. Stunned. I wouldn't have paid him, right? But you know what? Back in the day when I first started, before I was a trainer, I did pay a trainer just like that. Didn't do FA for me. No assessments. No nothing. Right? I hurt myself in the gym, but I'm a sticker. I stick to things. So I got over that and I came right back. But I never went back to him. And then I learned how to be a trainer myself because I wanted to help people, just like you guys. So, rock and roll, everyone. Like, subscribe, hate, comment. If you don't like it, comment, man. If I'm an idiot, comment. Tell me. Thank you.